what I want to share with you this morning really resonates with me a lot when I think about sadness. And it comes to mind of my best friend, one of my best friends and colleagues. One day he was sick. And I got that phone call and said, hey, your friend's really sick. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with him? How about stage 4 cancer? And a colleague of mine, we stayed by his bedside. We laughed with him, joked with him in his final days. But I remember feeding him some soup and he took his last breath. Sadness. And I know many of us have lost someone, so you can relate, but it's crushing. That weight is heavy. We've all been there. And I remember when that happened, I was just shouting, why? Makes no sense. Screaming, crying. I was just raging at God. Why, God? But it's in that moment, you're going through it. You're going through the feelings, the emotions. They're so heavy. And that's where I think Satan works the best. Why? Because in that moment, I wanted to take the pain away. You see, going through that, I started to realize what was really going on. Had nothing to do with my friend's death. I was in a spiritual battle. That's what was going on. I was in the middle of a war. And you see, Satan uses that grief, that pain that we have to go through. And what he's doing is he's prying us away from God. In Psalm 107:14, it reads, he brought them out of darkness and gloom and broke their chains apart. See, if you're feeling stuck, unseen, or overwhelmed today, I want you to remember something. God's light is greater than any darkness you can face. His joy surpasses all sorrow, all of it. And I gotta tell you, going to God changes everything. When you get down on your knees and you pray, when you cry out to God, there is this peace that you feel. Prayer changes everything. Prayer will break that darkness, amen? Now, sometimes when we're stuck and we're in sadness, there's things that we can do, but we can turn this mourning into dancing. Why not turn that sadness into encouraging others in their sadness? See, God meets us with his joy, so let's go ahead and give him our mourning. Let him turn it into our dancing. So let me ask you a question. What are you gonna do about the sadness that you have this morning? How are you gonna turn that sadness into joy? How are you gonna heal from something you're not really taking time to identify with? Joy doesn't always come instantly, but it does come. So you gotta look and be hopeful for it. You gotta be trusting that God is working for your best interests. Even when you don't see it, you gotta trust him.